Welcome to Win with Will. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to my channel today. This is going to be my week 10 dividend portfolio journey results. I'm getting this out a little bit late. I was tied up over the Labor Day weekend, didn't have my laptop with me. So I'm actually recording this on Tuesday, September 2nd, but this is going to be my results from last week as of Friday. I took a couple of screenshots of where I was at that time. So let's go ahead and jump right into the information. And who am I and why am I here? Well, I started this channel, if you are someone new, for the first time, just to document my progress, to show people out here in YouTube land that there are people starting from small accounts and building their way up, where you're not just only able to see people with these huge accounts where they got $100,000, $200,000, $1 million, and showing how their progress is going. So I'm going to show you guys how to follow how my progress is going from small all the way up. I started this account with $5,000. Also, to show my friends and family how simple it is to start investing, to teach my children financial education, and also to help other parents teach their kids as well. Sometimes you may not know where to start those conversations with your kids, but you can use my channel as a launching point. And also to inspire others. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm not any type of an investing guru or anything special, just a regular everyday guy from the south side of Chicago that decided to take control of my financial future, and you can do the same as well. So let's talk about the legal. I am not a financial advisor. The content shared here is for entertainment and educational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Please do your own due diligence because investing does involve risk, including the potential loss of capital, as we will see in some of the next slides. The stock market goes up and down, and sometimes it takes no prisoners, ladies and gentlemen. But again, make sure that you're basing your decisions on your own due diligence and research, and just realize that I'm just documenting my journey and this is for education purposes only. Now, some of my goals with my portfolio: I have a short-term goal of generating about $1,000 a month in dividend income and to have about $10,000 invested into my account. Just a little bit over $8,000 invested in right now, generating roughly about a little over 600 something dollars a month. My midterm goal: $5,000 a month in dividend income with $50,000 invested into my account. And my long-term goal is to generate a $100,000 six-figure passive yearly dividend income strictly from my investments. But I know why we are here. We want to see the money. Let's take a look at how the progress was for this week. Well, last week. So week 10, as we can see here at the top, if you're new, I started the account with $5,000 invested, and I do reinvest my dividend earnings, as well as sometimes I'll add more funds to the account out of pocket. So far out of pocket, I'm up to about a little over $8,000. Just added a small amount in last week from some extra cash that was sitting in my investment account. So I threw like another $50 in there to bump me over $8,000 total. As of 8/29, which was Friday, had a solid dividend week. $218.25 was my total earnings for the week with my dividends. But as we can see here, with all of the red going across the board, the prices of the funds are still have still been really taking some hits. But again, when I was looking at the markets all across the board, there were just a lot of hits taken last week all across in various markets. But let's take a look at the funds that I have. Three funds here are all from Granite shares, and these are all weekly paying dividend funds. First one, TSYY. This fund is a fund that follows Tesla. And as the actual stock of Tesla goes up and down, so will the progress of my TSYY fund. So it goes up and down as the Tesla funds go up and down. But I did buy a little bit more last week, so it's got me up to 393 shares now. I bought about 6 extra shares of the TSYY last week, bringing me up to still over $3,100 of total funds. But my average purchase price, $10.04, and as of the time that I snapshotted it, the actual fund was down to $8.03 per share. So a whopping 20% loss in the actual fund pricing. But dividend still paid out really well. Paid out 23 cents this week. It was like 22 point something. It rounded up to 23 cents a week. And it was actually a little bit up from last week, which was about 22 cents. So I made $90.39 this week from my TSYY. XBTY, this fund follows Bitcoin. As Bitcoin goes up and down, so does the price of this fund. This fund was also down 13.9%. Average price for the that I purchased it was almost $25, and it's trading out at that time about $21.48 as of last week. Dividends still paying out really nice though, 42 cents per share, and I made $8.40, so just a little bit down from last week, from $8.60 down to $8.40. Nvidia, NVYY, this fund also it's not Nvidia itself, but it does follow the Nvidia stock. As Nvidia goes up and down, so does my NVYY shares pricing. This one is still down. As of the time I took this, it was $25. My average purchase price is $26.59, so I'm down 5.97%. Got $1,000 worth of NVYY now based off of the new price, but still paying out a really nice dividend, 51 cents this week. So it actually went up a little bit, even though the share price went down slightly. $20.40 was my payout this week from NVYY. OT, which was my steady Eddie. This one was rock solid. It's a yield max weekly pair. OT has been down. My average purchase price $6.15. OT was always hovering around, staying above the $6 range, except for the last few weeks. It's been below $6 and going down a little bit even more. $5.57 was the price as of Friday, down 9.42%. But I did buy more shares this week. I caught it while the price was down, and I bought about 20 something shares. Well, I went from 441 last week to 469. So 28 shares of OT is what I bought this week, and it's got me up to 469. So I used the $157 of earnings from last week, and I bought about somewhere in the neighborhood about $50 or so worth of TSYY, and the other $100 or so I bought in OT. It paid out like $9.50 something, but still rounds up to about 10 cents this week. So this is the first time it actually dipped below 10 cents since I've been investing in OT. So it was a little bit below 10 cents, but it rounded up to 10. So my payout was $44.56 this week from my OT shares. And I got my second payout for the month from Misty, MSTY. This follows the MSTR stock. Big Bitcoin holding company. So this company kind of goes up and down as Bitcoin goes as well. But this one is a monthly pair. So Misty is my only monthly pair. My average purchase price was about $21.65. Yeah, I said I wasn't going to buy more just because I didn't like how it's been performing. Even though this is a YouTube legend, you'll see 50 million videos on YouTube talking about Misty. But right now the share price was down all the way to $15.50. And sometimes when it's actually payout time, the fund will drop down to offset the amount of the payout, but still I don't like how it's performing. It's actually now my worst performer at negative 28.41%. They paid out $1.09 this time. So again, this is my second payout for the month of August. $54.50 roughly is what they paid me, and my grand total $218.25. So not bad, not bad at all. If I was, without the extra $50, I'd have been somewhere around the same as here. So that's why I said I'm averaging a little over $600 a month. So if you factor about 150, 160, it'll be a little bit over $600. But then I also get my, like, once a month, I would kick out about 50, $60 from Misty. So about $660. That's over $7,000 a year though. So that's nothing to sniff at, coming from, out of pocket $8,000. If it, held at these amounts every single week going forward, about, between 160 or so, and then get the extra $50. That's not bad, coming from $8,000 out of pocket. If I was never to put another dime in, just pull out my earnings every single week. If these held, roughly about where they're at, that would be able to kick me out about a little over $600 some a month. But I am going to continue to reinvest and compound my earnings so that this amount will continue to keep going up and up and up, hopefully. As long as the dividend payouts stay pretty consistent, even though the share prices have been going down. Overall, my actual portfolio is down about $1,500 based off of the share pricing, in which case, the idea is that, as I'm holding on to these, they will rebound and start to come back up, but we never know what a stock is going to do or a fund, but that's the hope. But even though the fund is down with the share pricing, I'm still up with my total dividend earnings. So I'm still above in the positive with my dividend earnings slightly. Roughly 19.42% would be my dividend earnings so far based off the amount that I've put in. But in all fairness, you do have to factor in the loss of the share price when you look at your overall investment journey. But again, as far as my number one strategy for starting this project, it was all about trying to generate hefty dividends, which is kicking out recurring income every single week. And so it is still doing that, even though the share prices have been taking some hits. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I don't want to keep the videos too long. And I said I was going to get into another deep dive video to go into some more philosophy things and looking at the actual funds a little bit more. Just been a little bit busy, haven't had time to get around to it just yet, but that will be coming soon. I'll still go ahead and post my last one from the last time I did the deep dive, but a lot of things have changed since then as far as how these funds have been performing, and it's just a lot's been changing. But if you guys like this type of content, please like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. It really does help out a lot. It helps me be able to get the content out to more people to be able to see what we're doing. I do comment and respond to everyone's, if you do take the time to share your thoughts and comments on the channel, I do respond to everybody that takes that time to do so. And I really appreciate you guys so much. Even if it's just so much as just saying, hey, congratulations, or hey, let's be in this together, and or sharing what you're doing and things like that. We can root each other on as we go. But definitely like, share, comment, subscribe. And if you're one of those people that's just been on the fence, kind of looking at things, kicking the tires, thinking about this and that, let's go, guys. Even though the markets are down, to be honest, this is the perfect time for people to get involved while the prices are low. Buy low, sell high. A lot of stocks and a lot of funds are on sale right now. So if you've been on the fence, kicking the tire, trying to find that perfect time, it's never going to come. Sometimes you have to jump in the water and then start swimming once you're there. So I'm going to leave you guys with a quote. Today is the architect of your tomorrow. Build it with intention. And this is a perfect quote for people that are in the investment space, because the things that you do now, the little small steps you take now, the little decisions that you make today is always going to be building your tomorrow. You can't wait for tomorrow to get here to start. Otherwise, you will never start, because tomorrow is always in front of you. We only have today, guys. So let's start today with what we want to do so that our tomorrow will look the way that we want it to look. Other than that, you guys have an excellent rest of your day, and thank you for joining me. You have a good one, guys.